This is Pacific Nicholas, and I am with Street City. I'll be talking about real estate with Fahan. Fahan is an investor, very experienced, and I just called him here to discuss about how we can help young people like you and I to buy our first home. So today we're going to be discussing what factors that affect buying a home and how we can actually improve those things and make you ready to buy your first home.
Yes, and we are here to answer some of the questions. Also, on the same time, kind of get an experience out of Pacific and find out how his experience has been. I've known Pacific now for a couple of years. Bit of an amazing guy, likes challenges, and he is the only person I know of who have done the real estate course in just 2 months. So he's very, very, very excited to get into this industry and tear it apart. Pacific, I have a few questions for you. I remember you buying your first home, and I know how stressed out you were, your wife were. Just explain, how did you feel? What was the process like? What was the experience when you used a real estate agent? How did it go?
So 80% of the work was to actually save down for the down payment. So that took almost 80% of the time, 80% of the effort. And then once we finished that, the first step was to get pre-qualified, and that actually happened through Fahan's company. So once that happened, we decided to find our realtor, who was actually a very nice person that we worked with. But at the same time, we knew what we wanted in the market. So we knew what we were looking for depending on the budget and just a few things that me and my wife wanted to have. So the process was kind of easier, I would say, because we had a good team behind us. But the first and the most important thing is getting that down payment. And once that is done, that's when you come to a guy like Fahan to get the process started.
I remember, you had a plan to buy the home more closer to end of 2023.
Yes.
And we had a discussion, and I was very glad that you jumped into housing market on that time, because you did quite well and got yourself a really wonderful property.
Yes.
And then after that, you decided to upgrade a few months later. Explain me the process. How was it when you were buying your second home?
With the second home, it was easier because first of all, we had experience from the first one. And now when it came to the second one, we already knew who to work with. And at the same time, once you sign these papers, once or twice, it becomes easier. You understand what you're looking for, you understand the market, and also your motivation changes. So when you buy your first one, you just want to, take a foot in the market and just get started. And then the second one, it's usually planned. There's specific things that you're looking for. Mainly for us, we're just looking for an investment opportunity. So that was very easier because we had already gotten used to the process and we had a system together. So I would say it was very easier than the first one.
It became much less stressful. We were able to get into the second home much more easier, from what I'm understanding. What do you think is the challenge for people? I hear from young people all the time that it's impossible to buy a home. You were new to Canada.
Yes,
okay.
That's correct.
You were full-time in school, working full-time, right? And you did 2 years of masters in 1 year, and you were also able to buy a home. So where do you think the disconnect is when you hear people saying that it's impossible to buy a home in Canada now?
I would say the difficult part comes when, most of the young working professionals, when we finish school, you have student loans. And then after that, I'll just give an example right now, the rents, they're very high. So you see with inflation, you have to pay student loans, and then you have to also spend on yourself. So with all these things, you see young people, the hardest part is to save down for that down payment, because let's say you are single and you need a condo for 400,000. So you need to save up to 20% of that. And in some cases 5%, but depending on how much you qualified for, you may need to save for more. So that kind of makes it very difficult for young people, and just failing to do that, it gives them that mentality to say, what, I don't think I will ever be able to buy a home. But I think at the same time, having people like you in the market, that makes it a little bit easier, because there's some weight that you guys lift that, sometimes as a first-time home buyer, you don't think that it's possible to do. So I would say getting a down payment is the hardest part. And another hardest part is meeting someone like you who can actually help you buy a house. Yeah.
It's gonna be you now going forward because you'll be dealing with a lot of those
Absolutely.
first-time home
Absolutely.
buyers. One of the things I hear all the time is the fact that houses are just too expensive. I can't get in. The income what's needed for buying a home, even though I have down payment, I just don't have the income to buy it. How do you help someone like that? Is there any plan or anything you have thought of which can help those people?
Absolutely. So with buying a home, it's expensive. That's correct. But with any investment, you have to put, some money down. There's capital to it. So what I usually tell young professionals is, be thoughtful when you're buying a house. Most of us we finish school hoping to have a beautiful car, a beautiful house, and that's possible. I understand, but sometimes to just get started, maybe you want to buy something in your budget, 200, 300,000. Maybe you want to find something that has a basement, that's more income for you, so you don't have to pay 100% of the mortgage. There are so many things that young investors or even young professionals can do to lift off that weight and make it easier to own a home. And you can contact me or Fahan, we can explain further those things and see how we can help you.
I have had a chance to work with a lot of young people, and Pacific, you've been an inspiration. You have inspired
you.
me, you have
Thank
gotten
you.
me excited, and every time I know it looks that you have gotten so far, but I still think of you are just getting started, and I do see a great future for yourself. So thank you for giving me some time, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much, Fahan. And that was our little chat with Fahan. And Fahan is a real estate agent. He's also a mortgage broker. So if you need to get pre-qualified, he's your person. And just to spice it up a little bit, so Fahan works with a team, and actually they deal with any type of mortgage issues. If it's complicated, I say he's your man. Any difficult mortgage that you have, Fahan and his team will take care of you. And thank you very much for tuning in, and I look forward to see you guys in our next video. Thank you.